Where's the jit? Where's the jit? Where's the jit? Represent, that's legit. Ask your mom about it. Coldest story ever told. When the storm had hit my home, I was out there on the road. I ain't had nowhere to go. They used to turn their nose at me later. I suppose this the life I chose. Every day, man, this is show.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl here, King It Be with Authentic Ears. We bringing you a great topic tonight. This topic may hit a lot of people. It may be sensitive to a lot of people. So, just bear with us. This is a series. This is a big series that we are actually doing. Topic brought to us by Tracy. Things that we want to address in the actual community and stuff that happens inside the home. So just know that we here for y'all. Like, subscribe, and share Bold and Dripping EP. Next week, TMI News will be back. So I want y'all to get ready for that. It's going to air on Tuesday. So y'all get ready for that. Like, subscribe, and share Bold and Dripping. We're going to kind of almost get into it. Let me give you an introduction. She don't need no introduction. I'm just going to go ahead on and just bring her to the stage, Miss Tracy, because y'all have been following her in everything. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Look, I am great. Look, before you got off, you were saying we were talking about thank you. I see you. Look, before we got out, when we was briefly talking, you said how you learned a lot of stuff during the pandemic. I should have learned some of this stuff, like how to do my nails and stuff, but I still didn't do it. I think I'm lazy because my sisters know how to do it. So, Hey, Tracy, they talking to you.
Hey, everybody. I can't see the comments.
Hey. You can't? Look.
I can't see the comments.
No, let's see.
It's okay.
Look, I ring it up. Bold and Driven said, hey, Tracy, look, I don't know what's going on with it, but we'll get it together. We'll most likely get it together. Yeah, so hey, Tate, I see you there. Thank you for supporting us. Hey, y'all, as I told y'all at the beginning, TMI News will be coming back Tuesday. So I don't know what he's gonna be talking about, because something wrong with him a little bit. Just a little bit, not all the way, just a little bit. I don't know. So we'll know who didn't get no Valentine. So I guess he'll talk about that. I don't know what the man gonna talk about. I'm scared to even tune in and watch, because he just be doing the most. So as always, like, subscribe, and share Bold and Driven EP. If you want to hear more from us, hear more from me, hear more from Tracy, all her information is in the bio. So hit her up. She has her own platform. She has a YouTube channel. So hit her up, DM her, and see if you could get some one-on-ones, because I actually had to call her after our show, where we spoke after our show last week, and I had to say, girl, thank you, because I don't know what I had going on. I said, Tracy, you done brought something down to me, because me and her actually talked a little bit after the show. And, sometimes it's kind of hard to express a lot of different things that you're going through, but it's easier, I will say, when you have someone that's been through it, been through similar situations. They actually understand, and they don't come off harsh. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? So once again, Tracy, thank you very much. I know I messaged you and told you that, but I want to say, thank you, give you your flowers on here, because it's so crazy. I go back and I watch the actual YouTube videos, I kind of look at the comments, and you don't see a lot of people just come in and stuff. But I got 3 phone calls this week saying that they have been watching the show. So what you're doing, what you're putting out there is actually, it's reaching people, and they like, keep going, keep going, keep going. And, is it another show? So, thank you for all the supporters out there. I do want to encourage you, go over there, follow Tracy's page, like her page. Her info is in the bio. If you're on my Facebook, I tag her on everything. Like, I'm just tagging her because she has I will say that she's more bold than I am. As far as on this topic, she's more bold than I am. I'm still kind of like, to me, I just want to let it be forgotten and just go away. But I know at our topic last week, it brought a lot of stuff up where I had to relive that stuff. And even when I got off the phone, I'm like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on here? And I had to say, Tracy, thank you very much. Because when you leave a lot of that stuff in, it kind of hinders you. So, Miss Tracy, tell me, how's your week been going? And go ahead on and get us started, honey.
Okay. So this week, Kenya, it's been a very emotional week for me. Okay. So I'm on this no contact journey, and it's not as easy as it seems to be for me. Like you just said, I'm bold on my platforms, but at the end of the day, I'm a human being as well. So
yeah.
A lot of times that I'm posting and I'm getting the information out there, and it's to me, sometimes I know I'm reaching a lot of people, but it's helping me to continue on. I'm trying to motivate myself to keep going on, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And I appreciate, you giving me my flowers, because this is truly something that needs to be, it's a conversation that needs to be had. Okay. A lot of people, like you just said, you want it to just go away. But if you don't deal with it now, it's gonna keep keep resurfacing in your life. So in different aspects of your life. Okay. So
and the key word you said, different aspects.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In relationships, and I don't mean just female and male relationships. I mean relationships with your children, relationships with friends or coworkers. It's just gonna keep repeating itself, because I look back on situations throughout my life since I've been on this journey, and I see how I sabotage myself, because I was dealing with stuff internally, not knowing really what it was, but I was sabotaging myself, and it all stems from that childhood trauma. That's where it all starts. So it's a sensitive topic. You guys can be anonymous. We won't say your names if you have questions that you want answered and you don't want to reveal your name. We're not about blasting nobody. We're not about trying to make anybody feel bad about their situation. And we're not even trying to make the abusers feel bad. My prayer for the abusers is to get help. That's why I'm going as hard as I'm going. You get help, So that's what motivates me. That's what motivates me to keep on going. And people are inboxing me and say, I can't believe you put that post up, and somebody even told me that I was ruining my family's reputation. Well, what I have to say about that.
Ooh. So we most definitely gonna dig in and talk about that one right there. And I think we have a delay on here. So hey, look, y'all, we We got it together, but it's something going on with this streaming today. But we're most definitely going to talk about that because that's part of the topic. You know what I'm saying? Silence. You know what I'm saying? Narcissist mothers hiding behind Christianity. And you spoke about a couple of weeks ago about your family, how y'all are in church, and now you said, hey, somebody said you're ruining your family's reputation. How did that make you feel, Tracy, when you running your family reputation, and what was your immediate thought when you heard it initially?
I got pissed off when they said that to me, because the person that said it, and I don't blast anybody. He's going through a similar situation. Okay. So, and he chooses to deal with it in a different way. So I can respect that. Okay. So if you're choosing to deal with it in a different way, then, and I'm choosing to deal with it this way, then why not respect, the way I'm doing it? Because and my answer to that, my response to that is they ruined their reputation when they abused me. That's when they ruined their reputation. Me talking about it is not ruining their reputation. Okay, so every time you put fault on the survivor, I'm gonna circle back around to that abuser. Okay, because if they didn't do what they did, then I wouldn't be here speaking on it.
Yeah, it's easy to put the blame on the survivor, and like you said, your wish was, you want the abuser to heal. I will say firsthand, as of yesterday, my mom is not healing. She's going around telling people she don't fool with me and my daughter. I try to be nice, but first of all, the flying monkey that came back and said some girl, fuck you. just I'm just gonna flat out just say it. Nobody cares, because if we could air a lot of stuff out, but I'm not into ruining people perfect families that they have. So until you come up and say, hey, this is what I'm going through, I'll let you stay over there and assume you have this perfect family, and assume that the reputation that you think that you have, that nobody sees through those smoke screens. So I don't, it's a wishful thinking that you want them to heal, but is it even possible? Like they in denial about stuff instead of saying I did wrong and my daughter is not speaking to me because XYZ. They ain't gonna never tell the whole story whatsoever.
No,
so
because they're gonna say
that.
They're gonna say that you're ungrateful. That's because they're still they got that mask on. Okay, I was looking for my mask. I was gonna come on here and show my mask. I got a mask, and that's when we're talking about these narcissistic mothers in the churches. That's their mask. Okay. Now, when we talk about these mothers that are in the church, these Christian mothers, they're normally leaders of the church. They're gonna be people are gonna hold them in high regards. Okay, that's the max. So when somebody comes to them and question them about abuse, then I'm a Christian. I pay my tithes every Sunday. I'm a leader in the church. You know what I'm saying? That people hold you in high regards. Well, that's a part of the mask. Okay, that's a part of the image that they're upholding.
Yes.
Because nobody's gonna believe that sister and brother so and so who's on this committee, that committee, this committee. Okay, and they're gonna be the first ones to volunteer at the church to donate if the church needs any kind of donations or anything, because they're gonna donate because they want that admiration. They want people to say, "Ooh, brother and so, they gave the first $100. They doing this, and they're you know what I'm saying? So they want to hear their name called out over that microphone. People giving them praise. They're gonna go up there. They're gonna take all their donations up to the church, and then, but behind the scenes. So this is where I tell those Christians or them Christians in that church, two things can be true at the same time. You could be a leader in the church and you could be a damn
Yes.
abuser at home. Okay. So two things can be true at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the mask that they
Yeah.
hide
And when you
behind.
said that the other week, two things could be true at the same time. Like, I don't ever think I even heard that term, that phrase before. I don't recall anybody ever saying that. So that was my first time hearing, someone say it. And then when I thought about it, I was like, that is 100% true. I could be this way and this way at the same time. And I got this mask up, and nobody, only depending on where I'm at is the mask that I put on at that time.
Yeah.
If I'm at the church house, then I got that mask on. When I'm at home, I'm somebody else. So I do have a question for you. When did you first realize that this was not strict parenting, that it was a form of abuse or manipulation that you were enduring?
I could tell you on many occasions where I've witnessed my mother just flat out lie in the church, right in front of me. Okay. You want me to give you an example? Because I got an example.
Yeah.
So the example is, okay, let's say
give us an example.
Example is, okay, it was Father's Day. Okay. And everybody come to church on Father's Day, and they want to praise the fathers, the grandfathers, and the stepfathers. Anybody that's a father figure, all the uncles, anybody that's a father figure, the pastor's going to get up and they're going to recognize you. Okay. So I told you at the church, my mother would have all the church members believe that all of her children are by her husband. Okay. So follow the story. So they would have you think that's what they would have you believe at the church. My mother and her husband. And so the pastor asked all the fathers, he said specifically, if you're a stepfather and you stepped in and you raised children that were not yours, I want to recognize you. I want you to stand up and be recognized, because that's a good man. And my stepfather stood up, and my mama,
and it is a good man. Yes. Yeah.
It is, because many men can't do that. Many men don't step up and do that. You know what I'm saying? So my mom made him sit down at the church. Okay, because she didn't want him.
Did she tap him?
It was a look.
Tell him to sit down?
No, all it was a look. Okay, he's now remember, when I talk about him, he's the number one flying monkey. So he sat down.
He don't want no wrath.
He don't want no smoke.
No smoke when he got home.
Okay, that part. So he sat down. He sat down, and I was like, wow, and at that time I was married, and my husband noticed it, and he was like, well, why would she do that and not let him get his flowers? Honor him, for being, but it wasn't about him. It was about her. It was about her. She didn't want anybody to know that she had multiple kids, daddies, and I mean, that's just one occasion. Another occasion, these narcissists, people with personality disorders, they will lie about their credentials. Okay, they'll say, we had a, how you have an event at church and you represent your school, represent your alma mater. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so she comes in there with her with it all geared up in this school attire. And someone asked her, oh, I didn't know you graduated from such and such a place. I sure did. And she looked at me because she knew I knew she was lying. Okay. And then just walked off. Okay. Because the lady asked her about her alma mater because she had this gear on, but it was just for show. You know what I'm saying? So those are that's many times. I mean, those are two examples of me watching my mom just flat out lie in the church. With no
So did you feel like that was? Did you feel like that was kind of like spiritual gaslight and spiritual manipulation, because now you in the church, and if I really believe, and as y'all know, I ain't gonna too much talk on it because I grew up in the church, but my thoughts is kind of different. Not to hell with more than half of them, and that's just gonna be honest. Did you feel like that was part of the spiritual manipulation of not being sure of herself? Because if I believe, it say come as you are.
See, when I look back on
that
it,
means that's if I truly believe.
right. When I look back on it, I didn't really know what it was, because at that time I wasn't woke. Okay. So, but it just it bothered me because my mother, and then she would say, she said to me, because I looked at her like, you didn't graduate from there, girl. What are you talking about? And she was like, oh, it's nobody's business, because again, she's trying to hold up that image. She's trying to hold up that image and be something that she's not. That's what it's all about. So at that time, I was just like, well, why would she do that? And then, looking back on it now, she was trying to prove something. They're always they want to be around people with prestige. Okay. People who have education, people who have they're well known in the society, and they like to surround themselves with around those people, so that they can harbor their energy. You see what I'm saying? That's another. It's they in that church trying to get supply. That's what it is. They trying to get some supply, because that's what they live off of.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. When you say, let's think about when did honor thy father, honor thy mother become a thing of this is not honoring, this is me going into a shell of myself and not being able to be authentic of who you are, because now I grew up in the church of honor thy father and thy mother?
Well, first of all, they cherry pick the verses in the Bible. Okay, they're gonna pick out the ones that say honor your mother, honor your father. Well, I'm gonna tell you, go down a little bit longer where it says don't anger your child. Okay, so we can go back and forth with that, with that. But it becomes manipulation when you try to question them and hold them accountable, and then they're saying you're being disrespectful. God don't like that. You need to honor your mother and your father. That's manipulation. That's not me questioning you is not disrespect. We're just trying to have an honest dialogue and get some understanding. Okay, so that's not. If you get gaslit every time you ask the question, basically they don't want to be questioned. Okay, they don't want to be questioned. So that's when I say they cherry pick the Bible and use what they're not going to go in there and talk about where it says anything about love and being held accountable or anything like that. They're just going to tell you, well, you're supposed to honor your mother and your father and your days to be long upon the earth and all this other type of stuff, trying to dumb you down so you can back down. And it's just a way of changing the subject. It's just like when they gaslight you, they gaslight you and they don't even address what you're talking about. They address something like, well, I don't like the way you said it, or I don't like your tone when you said that, so now you're talking about the tone, and I done forgot what I done came to you about because you're talking about my tone. You know what I'm saying? And it's they want to leave you in a state
those are manipulation tactics.
Yeah, they want to leave you in a state of confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's exactly what that is. So don't come to me. I told him, I was like, don't come to me with those Bible verses when you're not living those Bible verses. Okay, you got to walk the walk and talk. If you're gonna talk the talk, you got to walk the walk.
And a lot of people do. I've always said, like, I grew up with my grandmother, and she did not do that. However, my biological mother, she she does little things like that, and I really don't, because I'm not gonna say I strayed away from the church, which I probably did. That's what the church folks gonna say, but I didn't like the way it was. You pick and choose which Bible verses are applicable to this time right here. We don't. They didn't. They didn't say, okay, well, this says this, but let me dissect it and lead all the way up into this next part. And it, especially when it comes to your parents, and honor thy father, thy mother. Like, it makes you go into yourself and never want to come out, because that's what you are taught. So when you are taught that for so long, how does it make you feel that you are going against the grain right now of what the church people say that you're supposed to be doing?
I'll tell the church people, just because I walked away from the church don't mean I walked away from God. I got my own relationship.
Okay.
I got my own relationship with him. God's not just in that building. He's everywhere. I start dissecting them scriptures myself. Yeah. Okay. So you can't tell me the church, many people are broken in the church, and just like right now. Okay, all my church members, they looking at my stuff and they viewing it, and they, I know they talking offline. But they don't want to hit that like button. They don't want to make no comment because they're afraid brother and sister so and so gonna see it. Okay, but you viewing every story on there. Okay, so to me, you there's some flying monkeys too. Okay, they flying monkeys too, because to me your silence is compliance. Okay, so I grew up in that church from the age of 12 years old. Has anybody reached out to me and say, Sister Tracy, can I pray with you? Can I pray for your family? Can I do something? Now, I did have somebody reach out to me, but I'm so protecting my energy, I don't even know if I want to return the call. And they can be, because I don't know. And I told the person, I said, if my family sent you towards me, the best advice I could give you is to not let them make you a flying monkey. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you. So I'm still praying on that, because I'm protecting my peace at all causes. Okay, and this is a pastor that's in my inbox talking to me. And he can be. I pray that.
So do you think? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say. No, I say I pray his heart is in the right place. Is all I was saying.
Yeah. So do you think that you said there basically your silence is compliance? Do you feel as though if the church people were really for what is right, that they would address it regardless if they feel like you right or wrong? Either way, coming and saying, hey, Tracy, you tell me what happened and how you feel, versus listening to one side and saying, okay, she's straying from the Lord, so we just gonna leave her out there because y'all supposed to be now, the church people, y'all supposed to be out here finding the sick now. That's what you said now.
That's right.
So if I'm sick, why are you not out here trying to bring me back? So how does that translate into silence is compliance for you? Because say hypothetically, y'all don't clip this video and make it into whatever. Okay, Tracy wrong. But if I'm wrong, why hasn't nobody came and confronted me and said that I'm wrong to bring me back? So how does that translate silence is compliance? Because they just not saying nothing at all.
Well, to me, they're trying to protect a leader of the church. Okay. The leaders of the church, like I said, they how can I put it? It's hard to put it in words, and it's and I want to be very, very careful. When they I've been raised in that church since I was 12 years old. Okay, I'm a woman of a particular age, so for nobody to reach out, it to me is saying that you've already decided what you believe. Okay, you've already decided what you
Yeah.
believe. Um, or you just see where I come from. In order to be a leader in the church, you got to have your house in order. Okay.
Yeah, that's that old school church. Because you would get
Okay.
set
So
down if your house ain't in order. You
if
got to
your
sit
house
down.
ain't in order, you need to and when a okay, say for example, if they're they say, okay, she's walked away from the church, she's abandoning her Christianity or whatever the case may be. If a person is broken, the body of the church is supposed to bring you together and pray with you and restore you to back to where you were before you fell short, before you fell short. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to build you back up to where you was before
Yeah.
by praying for you. Okay.
Yeah.
By loving on
Mhm.
you and just building you back up. None of that is happening. So it's like
Yeah.
okay, that's why that's why I go in on those church members. I tell them, come on to the front row, because I'm talking to you too. I'm telling them, and I ain't gonna delete nobody. Come to the front pew,
Tracy said, "Come
church
to the
members.
front row."
Yeah, yeah, because they you're
Girl.
because you want you're not here. They want the mess because you know they talking behind the scenes. You know they talking because I'm getting
Yeah.
friend
Yeah.
requests from church members that I ain't heard from in years, and they all up in my on my stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Because somebody done told them go over there and check out what's going on. So now, in
Yeah,
order for me to check it out, I gotta either follow her or send a friend request so I can check it out. But like you said, come on to the front row, and it's so crazy. It's just really crazy to me that why not? Why the church is not trying to heal the family?
yeah,
Not
they
even
need to.
necessarily, okay, regardless of if your mom did it, you did it. Okay, and that is my biggest, that's why I said, I messaged Tracy. I said, hey, I'm gonna have some questions. I ain't gonna need really too much talk on it because I may, they might ban me from life, from social media, because I might go in. But I don't understand why Tracy is hurt over here.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. Something
Yeah,
happened for Tracy to be hurt. It don't matter what story is being told over here, but something happened. So as leaders in the church, I'm talking to y'all. Why y'all ain't talk to Tracy, talk to the mom, and then come together and try to mend that relationship and see what's going on? So it's
yeah.
very odd to me that that's not happening, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
not odd because I'm used to seeing it in the church all the time.
Yeah.
Like you see it all the time, and it's because of the particular leader that who's
Mm-hmm.
ever supposed to be that leader. But my thing is, you can't be a leader if you doing a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, but you could be a leader.
You
You
can't
could
be
be a
that.
leader if you putting in money for the church air conditioner, and then if you're the first person to stand up and say, oh, we're gonna help redecorate the fellowship hall, and we're gonna do all of this and do that. So that's why they're sticking by these leaders. That's what I said, and I believe it's a whole covenant of sinners in that church that's doing something that they covering for each other.
Yeah,
If you really want to talk about it, you know that's the way I feel. Because
yeah.
okay,
Because
so
if I know something wrong, yeah. If I know something wrong, why not say nothing? I can't
yeah,
say nothing because I done did something too. So now we all got to be in cahoots with this mess that's going on. So
mhm.
when you talk about the spirituality that you grew up in, would you say, well, not spirituality, that's probably the wrong word that I'm using for this particular question. Would you say that your mom has always been like this from the time that you could remember? or do you think something happened where you like, okay, lady, who the hell are you?
I've always known that something was off all my life.
Okay.
I've always, my mother has made me the problem since I could remember. You know, so what that does is it makes you grow up fast. It makes you grow up fast because you have to learn how to protect yourself. Okay, when I'm that girl that my first bully was my mama. Okay, my first bully was my mama. Okay, so too many people they ain't gonna really win no argument with me on this topic, if you know what I'm saying, because I've been protecting myself.
Yes, I understand.
Since I was, since I was wee high. So that's how I feel about it. I knew that when you don't know, you just don't know. And when I start noticing it more and more and more is after I got my divorce from my husband. Okay, so that separated my family, and it was me and my girls. And so, when you go through a divorce, you kind of start leaning on your family a little bit, because you've been in your own life, you've been married, you done raised kids, and you go back, and sometimes you might just want to, you're getting used to a new kind of lifestyle. So to me, my mother, she got jealous because I was single, and I could go out and don't have to answer to nobody, and come and go as I want, and date and everything. The sad part about it is, even when I date, I don't even want to bring the people who I date around my family, because I know them niggas don't even really fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So because and I've had a guy. He was like, "Well, I want to meet your family." I was like, "No." I ain't ready for that, I'm not ready for that. And so
I feel you on that, Tracy.
Say it again.
I said, I feel you on that. I feel you like, stay on over here. You might not want to go. You might not like me no more if you meet them now.
Right. Because, I mean, when people, because when people, okay, so like, let me put it like this. When I was in the church, when me and my kids and my husband was going to the church, we weren't just church members. We were active church members. Okay. Because I told you I was raised in this church and my parents are leaders of the church. Okay. So me growing up being a people pleaser, because I was always trying to please my mother, because it seems like she was never satisfied with me. So I was on the praise dance team. I was an usher. My kids was in the choir. I taught vacation Bible school. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all of this stuff in the church and to impress somebody who was, shit, going behind my back, talking crap to me, to other church members. You know what I'm saying? And even talking about my kids, her grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what is this? Till I finally got to the point to where I'm not going to the church anymore, because she would embarrass me so much. It was like, I'm just trying to go to church to worship. And I really was broken at that point. I came out of a 25-year relationship. That was half of my life. You know what I'm saying? And so me thinking that I'm going to have my mother there to be there for me. No, honey, that's when she went harder. Because when you going through something, that's when they really gonna go in on your ass. That's when they gonna start accusing you of shit. Because she done left her husband. She done came over here and stole some change from up under my bed. I mean, it be some stupid shit. You be like, what?
Yeah.
And then when the family is so used to pacifying this big old baby, this big, because that's all it is you are a child in a grown-up's body. Okay, you having temper tantrums if you can't get your way. So instead of me, I'm gonna call you out on it, but everybody else, they're gonna be like, oh, well, she did that. They're entertaining that bullshit. I'm going through a whole divorce. Ain't nobody thinking about sitting no check. That he was like my best friend. We got 3 kids together. That's a whole lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Okay. And so instead of me getting
That's a whole,
support,
yeah, that's a whole change.
that's a huge change, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And then at that time,
Yeah.
my kids were graduating from high school, going away to college, and I'm dealing with that too. That's an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get any support from my mother at that time. During that time, she was just, that's when she was going in on me, you know, going in on me. And I don't think that
Yeah.
I'm a bad looking woman, but when I was when I was going through my stuff at the church, a lot of the men at the church was trying to holler at me. Okay, they see your husband
Mm-hmm.
gone, they see a single woman coming to church. And they could be married or not married. That's all I'm gonna say about that. They could be
Yeah.
married or not married.
Look, don't do them like that, Trace, cause you know they over there high, cause they did not care. Y'all at the Tracy was talking earlier, and I was shaking my head because and Bold and Driven put up a comment and said, "Man, I couldn't imagine." But these moms be in competition with their daughters, and it really touched me to a point where I really got real mad, and I'm really trying to keep my composure here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to keep my composure here, but moms that are bullying their daughters because you are mad because you did not do the stuff that she is doing right now. Tracy, it really resonated with me because I was divorced. It's so crazy that me and you even came together to even talk. I was divorced. Fast forward now, when my mom ended up, I should have did like LaKenya did. What are you talking about? Like, it's like now you're competing with me when my situation is totally different. And anybody, most people say, "Oh, I'm happy I'm divorced now." I probably was a little happy because you out that mess. But it's also a sad point of your life because especially if it's somebody that you actually truly love, you truly cared about them, and now the relationship is dissolved, and you would want your mother to be there for you, but they're not going to be there. That is their time to, and that is their time to beat you down, to start a couple of rumors here and there, to not give you encouraging words, you know,
Yeah.
and especially, and I know it'll deeply hurt for somebody that you up in the church and I see you giving all these other people some words of encouragement. But when it comes to your actual child, you don't do that. And it made me just shake my head like, why do you think that the mothers are bullying their daughters? Because you see it a lot.
Yeah. You do. And sometimes you mentioned, you know, sometimes they might feel some type of way because you're doing something that they've always wanted to do, and you were able to do it. And that happens a lot. Now with me and my situation, my mother, she doesn't like the way other people like me, the way other people speak highly of me. Okay, so that so that's why the rumors would start, or she would say, that's why she would accuse me of stealing something. Okay, because it was like, well, honey, you think she sold this and she
Yeah.
sold that? She came and stole some change from under my bed. Oh, girl, who? Wait a minute. Now,
Yeah.
this is what I said. Look, I said, well, I thought y'all was ballers. Why y'all got change up under y'all bed? You know, because y'all want to be with all the people with the that you hold in high regards, and all the people that got all the money. What you doing collecting change
Yeah.
up under your bed? You know, and then
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that same situation. Okay, so when I was supposedly stole the change from up under the bed, I stole a suitcase, some broke down ass suitcase in a closet that that I wouldn't carry if my life depended on it. Okay, so when they tried to look, so I went no contact. As I told you, I was going no contact before I knew no contact was a thing. So because that pissed me off, and like I said, I was
Yeah.
going through a divorce, and I said I ain't got time for this shit. Let me go on and go no contact. So when I went no contact, They try to love bomb me back in, and I get a text message. We talked about the text messages. Okay. So I get a text message saying, well, we found that suitcase.
But where my apology at?
Okay. You ain't gonna get none.
Where my
You ain't.
apology at? And everybody that you said I stole the suitcase, you need to put them in the group text and apologize to me.
Yeah.
Like, I
Because
need
as
an
loud as that
apology in the
disrespect
group
was,
text. I need an
as loud as
apology.
that disrespect was, that's how loud that apology needs to be. But you're not gonna get no apology. Or if you do, you're gonna get a half-ass, if I offend you, nigga, you know you offend me. Don't play on my top. You know what I'm saying? You know you offended me. And then, or she'll send the flying monkey to apologize. I'm calling to apologize for your mother.
But they don't. But they don't apologize. They don't apologize. And my thing is, how can you stand up in the church and say that you are a forgiving person when you're harboring so much hate in your heart towards your own children? You know, like, I don't see how that's even possible, and how you can even. I don't even see how. You know, I get mad. My daughter had a situation at her apartment. They said that she was some old person said that somebody threw some cigarettes down, was smoking at the apartment. My daughter don't even smoke. That's for one. And ain't nobody been over there. And the apartment people sent her a letter. I was mad. Like, why in the hell is you sending my daughter a letter about some bullshit? Like, if I was down where she said, I probably would have went over there. Po babe probably would have been evicted, because I don't know, because I probably would have went in there asking the food. So I don't see how parents compete with their children. Like, I don't see that, because I get mad when someone is offensive to my kids. Whether it makes my blood boil, Tracy. So when we sit up here and we talk about how these mothers are, and this is 100% true. I ain't gonna make up nothing. I don't care. I do want to address this comment that Bo the Driven put up. I don't know if you can see it, so I read it out. It say, parents better be careful, because that kid that you look down on is the one that you have to look up to when they taking care of you when you crusty. But see,
that's
me,
right.
I'm telling you, you going to the nursing home, because I'm not gonna let you come up in here and that's where you're going to the nursing home. And see, luckily for me, like I told my kids, if I go to acting up, just go on and set me on over there. The VA people, they gonna be pinching me and shit. Just send me on over there. But you going to, because I'm not gonna say, I can't. I don't think I can do it, and you never know how your life is going to change later on in the future. But I just don't think that I could do it, because I might be sitting up there, because I'm half crazy sometimes. I might be sitting up there and have a flashback, and then I might put you in the bathtub and just leave you in there. It's cold. I don't know what I may do. So it's best that you just go on and go to the nursing home and get pinched over there. You know what I'm saying? And I pinch you. Like, for real. I ain't playing. So it's so crazy that you have to go through that, especially if you're a mother of daughters or a daughter or something like that. I can't picture myself competing with my daughter. For what? I can't picture myself beating her down, making her feel small. For what? And you see it all the time. And I was somewhere, and I even seen somebody that I was like, oh, I know. Like, the daughters wasn't even fooling with her. They was over there talking to the dad and all that. But I noticed, I was like, and I told my sister Jam, I said, you see that? And she was like, yeah. But when I thought back on it, I remember how rude she was to her husband in front of everybody. So I said, yeah, she in there talking shit to them girls too. She talking shit to him and the daughters all in one. So when you look at how we're gonna talk, I want to ask a question about the church people ain't reached out. They ain't said one of them did, so you don't know what his motives are. What?
Right.
How does that affect you, and how would that affect you in the future if you did want to return to church?
You know what? I don't even know how I feel about Christianity anymore. I'm leaning more towards spiritual. I do have my own relationship
Yeah.
with the Lord and with God. But when you're raised by two fake Christians, it changes your it changes how you feel about that. I believe in God. I believe, Jesus died for my sins and all of that. But as far as a church home, I'm in Bible study with the Lord directly right now.
Yeah.
God needs me to be in this. He needs me to be by myself so that I can learn how to depend on Him and not anybody else. So that's where I'm at with that right now. And I'm still praying on that, but it makes me feel sad because I was a child that grew up in that church, and no one has reached out. And then that could be because some more lies that's being spread in that church that I don't know about. That's been or a smear campaign on my name. Started by my mother, more than
So
likely.
do you feel like if the church was what, I don't even really know what churches is supposed to be, so I don't even know even how to really answer this question. If you think the church was actually standing on principles that the church could actually, and we're talking about the people inside the church, the leaders that stand up at the pulpit, the evangelists that be hooping and hollering, the folks that want to put the oil on you, those people we talking about, because everybody in church ain't saints, but we talking about the people that act like they saints now. Do you think that if they were truly who they say that they are, that they would be able to come in over time and help mend the relationship between a mother and a daughter that's broken, a father and a son that's broken, but any relationship where these people grew up in our church? Do you think over time, if they were who they say they were, that they would be able to mend those relationships from they have been broken, that they have watched before their eyes?
If they were who they said they were, they wouldn't. Nobody can mend that relationship, but the people that are in that relationship. But to get to put the to get you started in the right direction, it has to be prayer and reflection, and it has to be accountability, and it has to be a hard, honest conversation. Okay, and if that's not going to happen, I'm not going to even be willing to talk to you. I'm not, because if you sit up and we say that okay, you're gonna tell your side and I'm gonna tell my side, and then you sit up there and start spitting out your lies, I'm gonna get up and walk out because I'm done with that. I'm done with it.
And
okay?
you know that's what's gonna happen, because my mom will tell you a lie to your face and could care less about the lie that she done told you. She'll tell you a lie to your face and will care less. Cannot. Something is going on. Can you hear me?
It's been clenching all day. So that's why
Can you hear me, Tracy?
Say it again.
Hey, Tracy, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You cutting off and I can't see you at all.
Hold on, you guys.
There you go. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Now you double on the screen.
Look, can you
Oh.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Girl, I don't know what just happened. And I'm glad I got my other device right here because we was gonna be SOL. And then I don't even think you seen the message that I think Tay put up and said, keep talking, Tracy.
Oh no, I didn't see it. I did not see it.
But look, y'all, that's how I don't know why I don't know what's going on today. Cause see, I think I was talking too much stuff in the universe and the king shut up. So for real, like I think that the universe was like, girl, you don't went too dang on far now. So we're gonna go on and sit you down for a little bit. So I need to really adjust my light. And so Tracy, you were saying something. If you could remember what you were saying, we could pick up there, or we could keep right on rolling.
Keep on rolling. Do we have any questions?
We don't. Let me go back. We don't have any questions. We do have a comment. And the comment says, can you still hear me? It say, unfortunately, church only play like they care for you when you go there. It says, when you're a member, the moment you leave, you won't hear from them. What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts about that is anyone that's ever been on that roster at that church, you should call them. And if you're real fishermen of the Lord, you're going to be calling, checking on these people. That's your job. Checking on them. What happened to you? Are you in another church? If you are, then God bless you. But check on these people that got baptized in your church. When I'm telling you, I've been there. All my kids got baptized in that church. Me and my sisters got baptized in that church. I was walking up and down them halls going to Bible study. Okay, just as much as my parents are members of that church, I was a member of that church too. I done paid tithes to that church. Okay, so to me, that church, I ain't. They can get the smoke too. They can get the smoke too. Okay, and I mean that.
Yeah,
I mean it. And it might be something that they got that they feel like, or maybe I'm touching a nerve where it's something, because some people aren't going to say anything because they have some childhood trauma that they're afraid to address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or and some people might not ever do it, and God bless you, because I thank God for my awakening. It was nothing but the grace of God why I'm here right now telling my story. Okay. Because anybody else would have been broken. I know people who want to even unalive themselves from the stuff that they've been through. When people try to sabotage you, and it hurt. When you get stabbed in your back by your mama and your family, that's a different type of hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. That shit cuts deep. Okay. So the reason why I'm posting and I'm so vocal about it is because I got to get it out, because I've been suppressed for so long. I've been holding it in for years. And that's the only way that I can heal. Okay. So if I'm posting too much for you, I'm sorry. This might not be the page for you. Okay.
What Tracy said, I'm sorry, this might not be the page, but for real, like if I don't like somebody's journey, I just get off their page. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I'm not gonna be telling somebody how to feel on their page. I'm not gonna be telling people how to feel. I don't care. Don't care, because your feelings are your feelings. And then, like you said, you were a member of that church. So you would assume that people.
And let me say this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you know, one of my siblings was going to the church, and now they're not going anymore. So now now you're seeing a pattern. Okay, now you need to see what's going on with this family.
Yeah,
Okay, that child was raised in that church as well. Ain't nobody checking on that child either.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they're covering for each other. That's what they doing. They covering for each other because one
Yeah.
of them got some dirt, and this one got some dirt, and this one got some dirt.
And that's typically how it'll be. Hey, you guys, thank you, Tracy. Do you have any last words for the guests? Any comments? Anything that you want to say to our viewers out there?
I just I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for letting me share my story with you. If anybody out there, if you guys need to talk about narcissistic abuse, MPD, if you want to go no contact or low contact, inbox me. I'm very, very discreet. If you want me to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. But I just want you to just know that if you've ever dealt with anything like that, it wasn't you. It's not you. You're not crazy. Okay. It was them. That's all I got. That's all I'm gonna end with tonight. It's not you. And you are enough.
Yes.
Just the way that you are. You're enough.
So you gonna end with that, but we have a look. I guess it's part of the spinoff topic. Tracy say, do we put too much faith in the people of the church?
We do.
And they said answer that next week. Um,
Okay.
we could start it out so y'all can tune in. I think that we do, or I'll say that I know I did. But
Mm-hmm.
when you actually see them preachers, we'll talk about it next week, y'all. Y'all gotta
Mm-hmm.
tune in.
Tune
Look,
in.
cause I can't tell you too much, but yeah, I think that people follow these leaders in the church and expect them to be certain people, and when you find out that they're not, then you so scared that you keep on following them. The shit really crazy now that I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking about
Yeah, they
it.
protecting that pulpit, and we was conditioned to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. And then when we talk about y'all, tonight's topic was narcissistic mothers hiding behind Christianity. Tracy hit on where her father who raised her, but it's actually her stepfather, how her mama made him sit down in the church when they said, if you raise some kids, it's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of that. You know what I'm saying? What are you hiding behind? Because if I truly believe that everybody make mistakes, it's not an issue that I had kids out of wedlock. No, I'm not advocating for that. You want to be have that stable home for your children and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So, but you look at it like that. Then you look at the situation where Tracy has been in this church forever. See, I can't talk on it, y'all, because I ain't been to nobody church in a long, long, long time. I go visit if
Mm-hmm.
somebody invite me, but do not go to Thomason. Can you join this church? Because the answer is gonna be no, because I ain't got no time money to give you. So
Mm-hmm.
the answer gonna be no. So I can't speak on that part. But since I did grow up in church, you tend to leave when you're in turmoil and you assume that the church people are going to be there to help you out of it instead of talking about you behind your back,
Mm-hmm.
instead of not supporting you, instead of not, you know what I'm saying, bringing families together since we all a family. And it's just crazy that you should know the character of people. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share Bold and Driven EP on YouTube. Next week, y'all, TMI Tate is going to be acting a whole fool on Tuesday because it's something wrong with him. I don't know if that damn sports show is coming back on Wednesday. Who knows? We'll see next week. And then we're going to be back here, Authentic Ears. We're going to be
Mm-hmm.
back here on next Thursday as well, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tracy's information is in the description Y'all could go back and look at some of the previous episodes. Y'all like her page, subscribe to her page, DM her if you have any questions. If it's a topic that you want her to hit on and you scared to do it. Because see me, like I told y'all at the beginning, Tracy has been super bold. I'm a bold person, but I ain't that bold because I'm still, we supposed to be ended, but we not. We back, Tracy. When you are in the midst of no contact, and mind you, we already said up front, you don't know what no contact or low contact is until you actually start researching. We just say, I ain't fooling with them no more, or I ain't going around them no more. And then you feel that sense of peace within yourself. Then you start feeling like, okay, I got this. And sometimes it'll trick you into thinking that it was you, that you just needed to take a mental break.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily you. So Tracy, when we're going to end this with the low contact, no contact, steps to get there, and we're going to close it out from there. And we for real this time, y'all. Give us your steps. Give us at least 2 or 3 steps that how we can get there and actually start healing.
Okay, so no contact. If you want to go no contact, you're gonna have to block them from your phone, block them from all social medias, block the people that are the flying monkeys. They're next. Block them. Okay, social media. Because what they're going to do is, and I'm going through this right now, is they've got people reaching out to me. Okay, reaching out to me, trying to get through because they're blocked. Okay, that's number one. And then number 2, don't be so hard on yourself, because if you go, if it's gotten to the point to where you have to go no contact, then I mean, nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to go no contact with my entire family. Who does that? Okay, so think about every time you because sometimes I'm here and I'm thinking, oh man, I wonder what my family's doing. For Labor Day, maybe they're gonna be barbecuing over there. You know what I'm saying? Because used to be I wasn't really fooling with them, but I go get me a plate. You know what I'm saying? and then and say what's up, and then go on and peace out. You know what I'm saying? So remember what brought you to no contact in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. And those people that are in close vicinity with them, because I had to go no contact with my parents. I mean, with my mother's siblings. Okay, because I don't, they'll act like they're genuinely concerned for you, but they going back telling the narc what was said. You know what I'm saying? And I still love you. I don't have nothing against you, but I have to love you from a distance. Okay, and then last but not least, pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. Go get you a gym membership. Go get you I go get me a massage once a month. Okay. I love on myself. Okay. Everything that I didn't, because I was such a people pleaser. Everybody came before me. My children came before me. My ex-husband came before me. My mom, my sisters, or everybody. Now, nah, where Tracy at? She over there. She about to probably go get rubbed on. She going to the massage, and just stuff that I like to do. I've gone back to my childhood when I used to love to jump rope. So now I jump rope for exercise. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that I love to do and I was never able to do. Now I'm doing it for myself. So pour into yourself. Don't feel guilty about it, and block them niggas.
Y'all heard it here. Tracy told y'all. Look, I don't even have nothing to say. But hey, look, Tracy, I just seen on the news the other day, but you probably can't go there because you only like 25, 26. They got like this jump rope thing for women over 40, but you can't go there. You can't go there because you 25. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Look, I cannot remember the name of it, but they were on the news the other day.
What?
FW, yeah. And I was like, ooh, I wish I was kind of cute when I was little, because I ain't learned how to double dutch or nothing, so I can't even go over there and participate with them and do the double dutch.
That's how I learned to double dutch before I actually learned to single jump rope.
Look, I can't double dutch. I can't do none of that stuff. But I'm gonna double dutch back here, and we're gonna be back here next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like, subscribe, and share, bold and driven. Follow me
All
and
right, peace.
follow Miss Tracy as always. Hey, y'all, go back, rewatch the show. Drop us a comment if you got some questions. Let us know. Holla at your girl.
All right.